Why are we positive on 2017 for the economy and stocks? Donald Trump does his first press conference since winning the election. And finally, let's have a look at some stocks like Crown and Primary Healthcare. I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard.
And we're mad about money. It's our first Mad About Money for the year,
It
Paul.
is. We better get really mad.
That's right. Well, I've got to say, I'm madly positive about 2017.
You're the guy who I always say, you talk about the glass half full guy, the glass the half empty guy, but you're the overflowing guy.
That's
and you're
right. Get a smaller
madly
glass.
positive, are you?
Well,
Get a bigger glass, right?
I am madly positive because I think both the economy and stock markets around the world are poised to go higher. Look, there will be volatility, and I think there will be a sell-off because I'm surprised how strong the markets reacted to Donald Trump winning. And so there will be a pullback, I'm sure, but they'll go and buy again because the economic outlook for China, Japan, Europe, the USA, all looking better than expected than, say, 6 months ago. And the corporate outlook was looking positive for profits even before Donald Trump. Add Donald Trump to all this, I can't see any reason why the markets won't keep going up. Yeah,
I mean, the China outlook is an interesting one. There seems to be a big turnaround there, and I can't quite get to the bottom of it, but the data says it's all sort of rock and rolling.
It probably explains the commodity prices up too, Paul.
Yeah, and and the US market technically looks good. It certainly, the Dow's not the best index, but it will have a go at 20,000. There's nothing surer than that, and optimism reigns. So look, it's probably I'm not buying. I'm waiting for the pullback like you.
We bought at 4,700.
And I'm sort of letting it run, but you've got to let this stuff run. I don't think there's any reason to sell yet, so stick with it. The fundies, I think, are still short.
Yeah, exactly right. Okay, now, this is something that you think is really important, and it's Donald Trump's first press conference. Why is it so important?
Well, I mean, everyone's sort of, now whatever he says seems to send the share market into different directions. There hasn't been a press conference since the election. The first one, and I just think the markets, you look at the markets today, they got a bit, they went up and they pulled back and they sat in the US and got pretty quiet. We're now waiting for 11 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow in the US. That's about 2 a.m. I think our time. If I do the quick conversion, maybe it's 3 a.m. They're waiting for they're sort of hanging on every word he says. And I think this is what we're going to see for a while until the halo effect, whatever he's brought to the markets wears off. Whatever Trump says, if it's the 164 character tweet, or now a full press conference, I think it'd have a bigger impact on the markets. Could go the other way, but I just think the market is in that sort of phase now where Trump is sort of, I won't say the messiah, but what Trump says goes.
Market messiah, I might use that one.
Market messiah, so we're in a Trump watch.
Now listen, the thing we've got to remember is the last time he spoke officially, namely the victory speech, it was really good for the market. Of course, there was no one asking questions. That's going to be interesting, how he responds to provocative questions, but this is a market determinant, a key point.
And it could be the thing to push it through 20,000. So let's see. I just think we're in that markets love to gravitate to things. They're now gravitating to Trump. It's all about what it is. They'll get bored with Trump in due course, but at the moment it's all Trump.
Okay, let's talk about some stocks, and looks like James Packer's put him back on the Crown.
Yeah, I think Crown's the most interesting one, down about 1% yesterday. I mean, clearly this is James Packer saying, I'm going to run Crown. I own 50% or whatever, just around that 50% level. Crown is de-risking, it's getting out of Macau, and it's getting out of the US. It's almost becoming an Australian gambling or straight line stock.
Yeah. Hospitality.
I don't think the market's yet priced that in, and that's taking a lot of risk out of the stock of owning it. Potentially longer term, it doesn't mean the returns won't be as high, but it's now almost a pure Australian stock.
Do you like it, Paul, now?
Well, I think the market hasn't priced in the de-risking aspect, and we've seen what happens with stocks that can what they've done in Melbourne. With the Crown Resorts in Perth, what the opportunity might be in Sydney with Barangaroo. You've got to say at some stage they'll get through the issues with China. James Packer said that's his number one priority, is to work with the Chinese authorities and make sure that arrangement is sound. Yep. So I think this is why he's coming back. I think the market should be giving a little more upside to Crown and saying some of the risk of owning Crown is gone. That's got to be a positive. Now, I'm not saying the return's going to be there, but I think there's some de-risking occurring.
Okay, let's go to primary healthcare.
Well, primary is the other one. I mean, obviously, this whole thing with the CEO, we saw what the ASX did when their CEO got in a little trouble. We don't really know the full story and what the charges that ASIC have laid. They're maintaining their innocence, or he's maintained his innocence. You've got to say, look, I thought the primary action yesterday might have been a little bit overdone, but whether the primary board has done enough to take it sort of off the agenda for shareholders, I'm not sure.
Buy or sell, Paul?
Well, look, I think there's a bit of takeover premium still in primary, so I wouldn't be a seller. In fact, I own primary, so it's gone up, but it's still not where it was 18 months ago. I think there's still takeover premium primary, and I'd probably say this is probably a buying opportunity if it pulls back.
Yeah, well, I've got to say, I don't like investing in anything where I don't understand it. And these guys, it shows what a thrill seeker you are, Paul.
Well, you know, someone's got to have a bit of gumption, right?
You're a real mad putter. Anyway, Paul, I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard.
And we're mad about money.